Just wanted to get a quick update for the AIM clients on two things, diesel fuel and fertilizer. The first one on the diesel fuel, if you take a look at heating oil on the weekly chart, one thing that we need to keep in mind is this recent pullback. We're starting to set up on some support levels that we've seen over the last 2 years, and they're pretty strong support levels. If you go all the way back in time, back to the early 2011, the last time we were below 270 for a significant portion of time, it was early 2011 after a rally in 2010. Each time over the past year and a half that we've touched 270, as you can see, we've rallied back higher. So fundamentally, something about that 270 level tells us that we need to be at least cautious about getting a little bit worried about the market going too far lower. And it's a good time to take a look at any other diesel needs we might need to get hedged or booked on out into the fall. If you take a second look at heating oil on a daily chart, you can see the same thing setting up over the last year and a half, to where there was 3 times prior where that market sold off to 270. Each time it took less than a day for that market to rally back higher. And so now that we're setting again on this 270 level, it's one thing that we need to kind of keep in mind going forward into the summer and the fall. This market move in the last 5 weeks has put some pressure on the cash bids. We need to keep a little bit cautious about what the retail dealers have out there for prices. I've seen currently deals on tank wagon anywhere from about 312 all the way up to 340 in between. And when the market moves 5 to 7 cents on a daily move, it takes about 4 to 5 days for some dealers to work that through their pricing. And so if you need physical fuel, why don't you give us a quick ring just so we can see where the terminal locations are offering on their fixed price deals, so that we can decide if we need to wait a day or two. If we have the luxury to do that, we might be able to save a couple cents. On the fertilizer side, I wanted to point out here a couple things. This kind of shows how fast some of these wholesale prices move on a week-to-week basis. This is urea on a weekly chart. If you take a look at, now this is wholesale urea on the weekly chart. Late April, we were trading above $700 per ton. And by the end of May, you can see we've started to slip below 570 a ton. And so as we go week to week through the year, whether it's urea or UAN or ammonia, you can see these large drastic swings in this market, which start to reflect on how the dealers start to price. That gets me into a conversation that we've had on some of our updates about recent fertilizer deals for 2013 starting to come out. I have not heard of too many public deals yet, but I talked to a couple dealers that producers are coming to them telling them that they're going to be able to offer pre-buy 13 deals within the next maybe 3 to 4 weeks. One thing that we're looking at is that inverse in the wholesale markets, and that's prompting some of these producers to tell the dealers, hey, we might have some prices coming out. If you take a look at urea, the paper swaps market, K shows the May price, which is at 561 for last week. The June price was at 467. Same thing for liquid 32. The May price was at 381. June was 326. And even in August, it was trading at 265. And so what these producers are taking a look at is you got cheaper prices here as you get out into late June, early July. That might prompt some early 2013 deals to be done, and so you might start to see some retail offers out there. Now, what looks like they might be cheaper or around the same price as we saw last year might not be if we start to correlate it to the new crop price of corn. So that's one thing we need to start to look at, is if we're starting to get retail fertilizer offers for 2013, even though the prices might be at or lower than we've seen last year at this time, We need to then look at how does it correlate to 2013 corn to see if that price is actually cheaper. So a couple things to keep in mind going forward. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'll be trying to touch base with you guys throughout June and July as I see things both on the energy and on the fertilizer. If you want to talk about something that we looked at today, feel free to give me a call, 866-995-8067. Thank you.